Hello guys, how's it going? Excoundrel here. Today we are doing an esports analysis video. I'm hoping that I have put the pop shield on so it won't be popping too hard. I'm actually going to pause my recording right here and just go and check if it's popping, and then I'll come back. All right, lads, the only thing that's popping is this channel. I checked the recording, we're not popping. For those of you that don't know what popping is, most of you should do, I guess. If you've watched my channel, I pop a lot. Sometimes when you say P's and B's, it becomes out quite harsh in the earphones. And I have this little pop shield, which is like a bit of foam that goes over my microphone to prevent my P's from being too harsh. I do accentuate my P's quite hard. Yeah, we're doing some esports analysis today. We're going to be breaking down a game from the Zenith Rift Showdown being broadcast on Maxman Trovo channel, which I'll link in the description below. And the game that I've chosen is between Singularity and Fast-Pay Wildcats. And Singularity, I chose this game because they drafted a really fun and interesting composition. I'll talk about it in a moment though, because I do want to say, if you guys enjoy the content, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the channel. Hit the channel? Don't hit the channel. Actually, just... Okay, maybe hit the channel. I don't know. Hit the channel. And also thanks to G2A for sponsoring the channel. Reference link in the description below, as well as a link to G2A Academy, where they go into schools and teach teachers about the benefits of gaming and education. Another announcement. Wait, I need to do the... I don't have a horn announcement. I'm just using the beep button. Beep, 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 beep. Another announcement. I am doing analysis of viewers' games on my YouTube channel. It's something that you guys upvoted on. I asked for suggestions, and I said the most upvoted comment I would go and do. And the most upvoted comment was, do you want to analyze viewer games? In fact, the two most upvoted comments were, do you want to go and analyze viewer games? And I do. So if you would like your games to be analyzed on this channel, I'll try and aim to do about 2 or 3 games a week into one video, so 2 or 3 games in one video a week. Go to my Discord, link in the description below, and go to the channel that says Wild Rift Doctor. That's going to be the name of the series. Submit your video either through a Twitch VOD or a YouTube link that's unlisted or whatever you want it to be, and I will then choose the ones that I like, put them in a video, and break them down. It can be a loss, it can be a win, it can be bronze, it can be challenger, I don't care. Like, it could be anything you like. I will just go through those. I'll focus on your gameplay specifically, so make sure you let me know which person I'm actually looking at. And then we will, we'll break down and improve ourselves as a unit. Me, you, everybody on the channel, these videos are going to be aimed to improve all of our gameplay in Wild Rift. I'm like perma-stuck Diamond 1 right now, so I need to improve my gameplay. So, we'll be aiming to improve our gameplay as a whole through this series. The other things that I want to mention is if you have any esports videos that you want me to break down, there is a channel that's called Esports Links. So just go and throw me a link to any kind of esports videos that I might be missing out on that you want me to break down. And lastly, I'm going to create a video once every 2 weeks, kind of like celebrating my viewers and celebrating their highlights in Wild Rift. We're going to make a little montage of just all the plays that you guys have at home. I know you're used to seeing plays of streamers, you're used to seeing plays of YouTubers all put into Wild Rift highlights. There's some really good Wild Rift highlights channels out there, but I want to celebrate you. So if you've got a really cool pop-off moment, there is a channel that's like highlight clips. Make sure you submit your clips to that highlight clips channel, and I will try and put all of them into a video once every 2 weeks or once every 3 weeks, depending on how many clips I get. That is everything, guys. Let's talk about the game. So, as I said, Singularity versus Fast-Pay Wildcats. Singularity have already won a game. There is a reason that I wanted to talk about this, because there is a Singed top, there is a Ziggs mid, and a LUX support. Do you remember in our tier list that we made yesterday? This video, I believe, was actually, this game was only played yesterday as well. But do you remember in our tier list, we said, Singed top, sleeper OP. LUX support, potentially sleeper OP. Ziggs mid, definitely sleeper OP. Now, I wasn't cheating because I think this game was actually broadcast after the tier list went live, but it's illustrating exactly those champions, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. Let's talk about the game then. We're into game here. We're about 12 seconds in. Oh, we've skipped back a little bit. Let's go forward a little bit. Okay, so we're about 7 seconds into the game. Let's talk a little bit about the compositions. LUX, Misfortune, Singed, Ziggs, Wukong. Really, really insane, like, wombo combo early on. Like, you've got a really strong... I'm just going to pause it to let it buffer a little bit so we don't get too many lag spikes, but you've got a really insane wombo combo at level 5. You could just imagine it. LUX binding into Wukong knock-up, into Singed Poison, Ziggs ultimate, Ziggs minefield, bullet time. The combo, like very early on, you've got a strong level 5 dragon fight. You've got good pick potential with the Lux binding. If you hit it, you're likely going to kill someone. And you've got great team fight control and zoning. Like, you've got so much zoning potential with Ziggs, Singed, and Lux. So, like, their level 5 dragon fight's clearly going to be very good. You look at the side of Fast Pay Wildcats, their comp makes sense, right? You've got Orianna, you've got Malphite, you've got Corki, Braum, and Vi. That is a classic wombo combo. You stick the ball on Vi or on Malphite, you look for a big ultimate, a big shockwave, and you just slam damage down with the Corki. However, it takes a little bit of time to come online. The problem with this composition is that it's not early game. Like, you have to give up the first Drake realistically. You're looking to scale. You need to get gold on the map. I would be looking to, especially if it's a Cloud Drake first, which it is, I'd be looking to take first tower of the game top lane rather than try and go for the fight versus the comp that Singularity have. That's the way I'd play this game. You do not win early fights easily anyway. If you get a good Malphite ultimate, anything's possible, but you don't win early fights easily. The other problem that Fast Pay Wildcats has is Corki's magic damage, Orianna's magic damage, Braum is a lot of magic damage, Malphite's magic damage, and the only physical damage you've got is Vi, and she's single target. So, magic resist gets massive value in this game. Mercury Treads, Abyssal Mask, Adaptive Helm, all of these things get massive value versus the Fast Pay Wildcats in terms of defensive itemization. Whereas for Singularity, you've got Misfortune and Wukong for physical damage, and then you've got Singed, Ziggs, and Lux for magic damage. So you have a really good damage profile here for Singularity. All right, we'll get back into the game. I thought it was buffering. I don't know whether this is my stream. If Ziggs freezes in front of Orianna for like 4 or 5 seconds, then I'll know that it's the VOD and not my stream. Because the last time I watched this, I watched the start and Ziggs like froze here. Okay, no, it's not. It's not. It's definitely. It was definitely the VOD playing back a little bit, slow. Okay, so as we said, like there are some positives and negatives to both compositions. Some of the negatives for Singularity is if they fall behind, it's going to be very difficult for them to get back in. But their compositions shouldn't fall behind, right? They're much better early game than Fast Pay Wildcats are. But if they fall behind, Lux support can feel very useless. Ziggs, Singed can die too quickly. Wukong isn't particularly useful in team fights. So they're running a rather risky composition in that sense, where actually it can be a little difficult to to win if you don't snowball. But obviously they have much more potential to snowball. Fast Pay Wildcats have got to play this much safer than the guys from Singularity do. In terms of early game, what am I expecting here? Well, I think realistically you've got dominance in pretty much every lane. Like, you're going to have priority with Singed over Malphite. You're going to push the wave really hard. Misfortune Lux is going to have priority over Braum and Corki. Like, they're obviously trying to keep the wave in a relatively safe place. I think it's a little bit even. I think Ziggs can push the Orianna in, but it really depends on how you're trading. So, you know, it can go one way or the other if you're Ziggs and Orianna, but you've got priority top, you've got priority bot. Like Misfortune Lux wins that matchup. Singed pushes Malphite in, and Malphite can't actually contest. So this is what I like from the Wukong. He knows that he's got priority in the top lane. He's going to go for a blue side invade. Luckily, Fast Pay Wildcats are aware of this. They're just going to go for a bot side invade as well. They push that bot lane wave in with the Corki, and they get that blue buff for free too. So we're seeing what's called vertical jungling right now. Vertical jungling is where instead of clearing your own blue side and red side, you clear one of the enemy's quadrants rather, and so the jungle is split down the mid lane rather than the jungle being split down the river, which is I'm mirrored on my webcam, but yeah, so your jungle gets split down the mid lane rather than jungle being split down the river. So I think we get a full clear out of Wukong here, and actually Vi didn't go for the wolves, I guess because she was a little scared of the mid lane rotating. So, and also she's got a slightly slower clear than the Wukong. So Wukong actually came out on top here. He got an extra camp to his name. Looks like Vi has hit level 5 though. We could see some action in the mid lane, like Wukong's hovering around the mid lane. That's the shockwave. Vi was a little bit slow, and I think, yeah, that's just not a good look for fast play Wildcats. Vi was too slow to hit the ultimate. I think she should have been charging her first ability sooner, because you want to use that ultimate as soon as Orianna uses the shockwave, because you want to keep him in the shockwave area to then be able to get an immediate dissonance off as well. If you have to like charge the ultimate up and she's just chasing you down, you can flash, drag her under tower as you just saw then, and it gets a little bit funky. So that was just poorly executed in the gank, honestly, especially because Wukong was just hanging around, ready to flash over the wall and make his presence felt as well. So that was really good positioning from Foray Difference. And honestly, I think not a particularly well executed gank by No PC, because, you know, as I said, unfortunately, if you don't use that ultimate straight away, they can just flash out of it and get dragged under tower. And Vi can't stop herself when she presses that ultimate. Once she presses it, she commits. And if you get flashed under tower, you're going under tower with them. You're literally going under tower with them. And now she can't gank bot lane. Like, that was a really, really weird Braum ultimate, because she can't gank bot lane here. Now, the dragon's spawning in 3 seconds. You've got a healthy Misfortune and a healthy Lux. And watch this. Lux is going to delay the backs. Look, this is really, really clever. She just waited for a couple of seconds after stopping the backs, stopped the backs again. And now you can see with Singed rotating down, like, look how long Corki and Braum have got to wait before they get to this dragon. And actually, for fast play Wildcats, I just don't go. Just don't go. You don't have positional advantage. Your Braum and your Corki aren't even there. Don't even try. Like what is the Orianna doing? Like, you don't get anything out of this fight. Like, I get it now. But he missed the package. Didn't even stop the bullet time. And then they just kill the Orianna, who is so overextended. You used your ultimate on the Singed, who literally does not care about getting ultimated. And now your entire fight gets cleaned up. Like, you did not have position. You did not have position to fight that dragon fight if you're fast play Wildcats. Just give it up. It's the Cloud Drake. It really doesn't mean anything. Go and take top lane tower instead. As soon as Corki and Braum got forced back before the dragon, go and take top lane tower or push mid lane, threaten something. That was just a really poor opportunity to fight. You just don't win that. You need really, really concrete setup as fast play Wildcats with this comp. Malphite needs to be positioned with the Orianna ball. The Corki needs to be ready with his package to go straight away. The Vi needs to be there. It was so disjointed. Everybody joined the fight one by one, and it was just not a well-executed fight by fast play Wildcats. Something else that I noticed, I don't know if you saw it, the Lux shield is pretty disgusting. I think this is a shield max Lux support. So she's not exactly doing any damage. You can see that her Lucent Singularity there wasn't really doing any damage. But it's a shield max Lux support, which is really cool because the shield that she's giving is absolutely nutty strong. Like, that's about as big as a Janna shield, maybe bigger, but you get the double shield activation. This is a really weird dive as well. Great binding by Lux. Ziggs rotates and gets a good bomb. They didn't have a minion wave. They didn't even have a minion wave. That was a really, really weird dive, honestly. And I'm not really sure what the point was. They had no minion wave to work with. They were going into a Lux who can bind you under tower. Ziggs was already rotating. It was a very odd dive. It smelt like a desperation dive. Maybe they were hoping to get one quick kill and take the Rift Herald, but very odd dive. And now you've got such a massive advantage if you're Singularity. Also worth noting, Ziggs has got 7 out of 8 kill participation. Lux has got 6 out of 8. So, like, the Lux support and the Ziggs coming in big. That Lux shield, by the way, that's disgusting. I think Lux support is potentially sleeper OP, especially if you can play effectively with that shield. Like, max shield first, Lux support could potentially be a good pick for solo queue, because especially if you land your binding, you're going to kill someone most of the time, right? If you land your binding as Lux support, you're going to kill someone. You have to be a little careful, I'd say, because right now the meta is very heavy in favor of, like, engaged supports, like Alistair, like Leona. So if you're playing Lux support, you're obviously very squishy. You do have to be a little careful. But look at that. Look at that shield. It's like almost untradeable if the Lux is maxing her shield. It's actually crazy. The Singed top as well, gone for Ryalize and for the Glory enchant. It's a very defensive, nice dodge out of the binding there. Think Redemption dies. Look at the shield though. That just bought him so much time. Is he flashing out? No, he does die eventually, but they get a massive amount from that. They just trade back so easily. And now look, they can't even defend this bot lane tower. Little bit too aggressive for a difference. He'll have to be forced to flash away. But they're going to drop the Rift Herald, and that's going to be the first tower of the game. I don't think that was a particularly bad engage from Fast Play Wildcats, by the way, but I just think they're too behind to make those kind of plays. And Gandalf now, like, being zoned out, like, he can't actually even get close to the tower. This is what I mean by a really strong siege composition. I don't know if I talked about it, but if you're running Lux and Ziggs, like, your ability to step up to a tower and just push the enemies away from their own tower is huge. Like Ziggs bombs, Ziggs minefield, Lux binding, Lux singularity, your wave clear. You can clear the wave before it even gets past the enemy tower. This is what we call a good siege composition. Like, you can walk up to the enemy tower, throw down your abilities, force the enemy away, take the tower, and then Ziggs can essentially execute it with his satchel charge as well. So it's a really strong tower taking team, especially if you get ahead and you start to snowball. It's a team comp that can essentially win the game solo. All right, so we've got another dragon fight here. Okay, this is bad already. Malphite's caught. Malphite felt like he had to go in there because he got caught. Orianna was not ready with the bull. They get a huge wombo combo again, just force them away from the dragon. There's nothing that you can do if you fast play Wildcats. Like I understand why Malphite engaged there, because he felt like he had to. Like, he was like, I have to engage this because I've got caught in a binding. I'm gonna die. But the setup, you need setup with this comp. If you're fast play Wildcats, you need to have the ball on Malphite. He needs to go in. You need to get a big shockwave. You follow up with the Corki and the Vi if you have to, or you go in with the Vi. But again, Malphite went in by himself. His team hadn't set up around him, and he just got killed and blown up, and then the rest of the team got forced back. If you haven't got coordination with this team comp from fast play Wildcats, you don't win. Okay, so look at this. Zawa's now going to be forcing Gandalf away. Like, doing a lot of damage to him here. Like, this is what I mean about the tower taking potential. Like, if you have the Lux and the Ziggs just like doing that over and over again, you can't even defend your own tower. It's actually crazy. All right, items. Ziggs has gone for Liandry's into Ludens, so very heavy poke damage, high damage output. We've got Rylai's into Abyssal Mask from Singe, which I really like. Gives him plenty of teamfight control, and you're amplifying the damage of your Lux and your Ziggs. Lux has gone for look at this. This is what I mean. Orianna can't even clear the wave, and the tower just goes down. That is a really, really strong siege from Singularity. Lux has gone for Athenes, so damage, giving over to health, and I assume she's going for Harmonic Echoes second. Foray difference has gone super. I love this from him. This is super heads up, and he kind of understands the damage profiles that he's playing into. Of course he does. He's a really good player. Black Cleaver to help make Misfortune's bullet time stronger. But then he's gone more of Malmortius, which is like the ultimate anti-magic AD damage, into what I assume is going to be a Spirit Visage or an Adaptive Helm. Like, he's just going full magic resist, because you get no damage dealt to you if you go full magic resist. And look at this. It's almost impossible for fast play Wildcats to contest these guys. They're just so far ahead. And that's going to be an easy Baron, I think. Like, you just go for the Baron here. You've got 15 seconds on Vi, 15 on Corki, 15 on Malphite and Orianna. And with how far you are ahead, especially with Liandry's and Black Cleaver, you're going to take this Baron super quickly. Like, super, super quickly. And it should go down. Yep, there you go. Baron, easy picked up. They've snowballed this game so hard. The itemization has been super good. Like, look at Misfortune. She's even gone for a Hex Drinker too, because she knows the only way this kind of, like, I guess shuts fast play Wildcats massively out of the game, because it's an extra layer of defense you now have to get through, and because you're all magic damage, you're gonna proc that shield, and she's gonna be safer if you take her down to low life. Rabadon's finished up as well. You see the Umbral Glaive picked up on Vi. You're actually seeing a lot of junglers go for this over Ghostblade now, because it's good for vision dominance. Unfortunately, when you're behind, it feels really bad because it doesn't really give you much other than just trying to desperately clear out your own. Oh my god, that Ziggs damage. Yeah, this is a bit rough now. Very, very rough for fast play Wildcats. I don't really see a way that they get back into this easily. And watch the siege again. Like, they're just going to Ziggs bomb, force the Corki away, and boom, easy. No one can get near that turret. The siege potential of this comp is just so strong, and I'm loving that we're seeing like these kind of sleeper off meta picks picked up by Singularity, and they're making them work. Really strong stuff from Singularity. And again, look, Gandalf caught out. Oh no, I think he auto cast the ultimate. I think the Lux auto cast the ultimate onto the Braum and not onto the Orianna. Damn. Scary stuff. Okay, that was an attempted defensive Corki package to clear the minions, but he did it way too quickly, and the minions didn't even get there. And then again, watch this. They're just going to push this minion wave up. Looks like the Ziggs bomb comes out. I think they just win here. Rampog runs in, flips the Orianna. Orianna's dead. Yep. Super strong stuff from Singularity, and again, came off the back of what was actually a really, really well thought out composition in terms of just getting that first dragon. Honestly, a lot of misplay from fast pay Wildcats. But yeah, a little bit of a misplay from fast pay Wildcats. They shouldn't have contested that first Drake, especially because it was a really nice delay on the back by the LUX. But they just snowballed it really well, and the siege potential of LUX Ziggs is super strong. They were just taking towers left, right, and center. But I really wanted to show you this mostly because of the picks. I wanted to show you because of the Singe, the LUX, and the Ziggs, like actually working in competitive play. Super strong stuff. And just really exciting to see picks like that come through, especially because we mentioned them on our tier list yesterday. Cool. Well, I will see you very soon, guys. And I hope you have a lovely day.